Assalamu alaikum warahmatullah. Good morning to all of you, dear students. Our topic is the time machine. It is lesson number 4, class 6, subject English. The time machine. What's time machine? The time machine is a science fiction novel. Okay. The time machine. I have written here its background. The Time Machine is a science fiction novel by H.G. Wells, published in 1895, and is written in a frame narrative. The work is generally credited with the popularization of the concept of time travel purposely and selectively forward or backward through time. What does time travel mean? First of all, what's novel? It is a short novel. Novel means a short novel. Or a long short story. Novel, it's a short novel or a long short story written by it has 84 pages almost. The this novel, this story has 84 pages. Let's start up. Do you know how much damage pollution causes to environment? We all are aware that it depletes ozone layer. Pollution, environment pollution. What is pollution? Pollution is any waste, any unwanted thing that harms or affects the main thing. If we take we are talking of environment pollution, it is something that affects, that pollutes environment, the pollutants that pollute environment. Okay. We know it causes lot of problems like breathing, this weathering, this change in weather, change in seasons, this shortage of rainfall, droughts, it results droughts, etc. Okay, let's now number 2 is, do you realize that it is important to conserve the environment? If we realize, yeah, of course we realize that it is very important to conserve environment. If we talk of Asia, almost Asia, in the people of Asian countries, they think of present, they don't think of future generations. They if we are, let's take example of Kashmiris. We Kashmiris, what do we think? That bird in hand is worth than two birds in bush. We don't look into the future. We don't look what will happen if we will pollute environment. What will happen to our future generations, or coming generations? What will be, what will be the result? What will be their position in this universe, on the earth? But Europeans, they used to conserve this their environment. They try to decrease these pollutants. They they effort their hard. They try very hard to keep their environment, keep their surroundings, keep their water bodies neat and clean. Number 3 question is, have you read any novel of H.G. Wells, the famous science fiction writer? If we have not read any novel of this science fiction writer, now we are going to write one. It is a short, it is, though it is not a large long novel, it is a short novel, it is a novelty, we can say. When we time travel, what time travel means? Time travel means travel through time travel through time into the past or future. Time travel means travel through time into the past or future. It is just imagination. If we travel into the future through time, it is just imagination. It cannot be a reality. But these writers, they observe things carefully and try to imagine what will be, what will happen, what will be the future of upcoming generations, what would be the environment and what would Earth look like, how would be sky. They try to imagine the things. They try to collect all the informations what is going on in present and what is happening to environment. According to that, they try to imagine what will be the result after 100 years, after 200 years, and they try to put it in points. They try to note it down and try to make us aware, make us conscious that what will happen to your future generations, upcoming generations, if you don't bother about these things, if you don't try to avoid these negative things, if you don't try to keep your environment, keep your surroundings clean. What will be the result of, what will be the effect of it on its on your upcoming generations? Okay, when we time travel, we become sick and confused. It's real because we have no practice. If we are traveling in future, we have no we have no reality, we have no physical appearance of something there. We just imagine things. That's why we become sick and confused. It's like running at a speed. It's just like, it's like running at a speed we cannot imagine. Our head spins and our stomach churns. Our head used to spin, then if we imagine like such things, and our stomach churns. What does churn mean? Churn means causing a feeling of nausea or disgust. For an indefinite time, I sat on the time machine as it took me forward. Here, word I sat on the time machine. I is used here. What I refers to? I refers to the writer, and because he is the person who imagines, I sat on the time machine as it took me forward in time. So he is telling us that when he sat on the time machine, it took him forward in time. It took him to the future, it took him to the coming time, future time. The sights around me, the sights which he imagined, that flickered like faulty lights. They shine, they twinkle. They shine, they twinkle like faulty lights as I raced forward. The scenes around me grew grayer. Now he feels that this the environment, the surrounding around him, it looks grayer. I was puzzled. He was puzzled. He was surprised. He was amazed. He was bewildered. He was surprised that feeling his surrounding grayer. However, I sat there. However, he sat there unaware of where I was. He was not feeling, he was not having sense where he is at that, he was at that time, until at last he decided to look at the dial. Now he decided to look at the dial that showed the time. He tried to look at the dial that showed time. He pulled the lever of the machine back. Then he pulled the lever of the machine back and it slowed down. So it slowed down. I was in the future. So when it slowed down, it was future, thousands of million years in the future. It was time of future, about thousands of million years. had landed on beach. He is picturizing. He is trying to capture. He is trying to show us the picture of after millions of years, what will be the future, how earth will look like, and how will these living creatures or living beings, living things, and how flora and fauna will look like, and how would sky look like, and how would earth look like. So what he saw there, when he landed on a beach, I noticed that the earth looked drastically different. Then he realized that earth is not looking as it was. It looks drastically, means very, very drastically different, very different, extremely different from what I had seen. So in present time, what A.G. Wallace has realized, what he has seen, how earth looks like, when he tries to travel through time machine and tries to look into the future after millions of years, and what he felt, how the earth looked like. He felt that it was drastically different as he had seen in present times. The grayness that I had noticed now collides to the earth. So this grayness has covered this earth. It has hold onto clutch, grip, stick. Clutch means hold onto clutch, grip, stick. And I could not tell whether it was day or twilight. And he feels it impossible that it was day or twilight. Twilight means twilight. It's a period between dawn and it's a period between dawn and sunrise, or dusk and sunset. Twilight means it's a period between dawn and sunrise, or dusk and sunset. The sky was no longer blue. He feels that the color of sky has changed. It is now it is not now blue. It was a dirty black like ink. It was looking dirty. It was appearing as a black ink. The sun glowed like a red ball in the sky, and sun that looks like a red ball in the sky. It was no longer bright yellow. Now its color has changed. It looks like a red ball in the sky. It does not bright like bright yellow. It gave out harsh heat, unlike any I had ever experienced. Now the sun, what it gives, it used to give heat, but it was totally different. It was such a heat that the writer has not experienced yet. The rocks on the beach were also reddish, and the color of rocks had changed into reddish. I noticed, the writer had noticed that there was no vegetation as far as his eyes could see, except for the lichen. Lichen is a composition of a composite organism that emerges from algae. Right? That there was no vegetation as far as his eyes could see, except for the lichen. Lichen, a composite organism that emerges from algae that grew on rocks. This was today's topic. What the writer tries to tell us, what he tries to make us realize, that if we would pollute environment as we used to in present times, there will be it will be very soon that there will be no vegetation. The color of these rocks, this earth, this the sky, all will change, and it will look like very dirty. In present it seems very beautiful, but it will in future, not so far, very soon it will look like this dirty ink, and everything, nothing will be visible. Right? Okay. So we should realize, we should try to keep our surrounding, we should try to keep our environment clean. We should not use such things that will pollute our environment. If we use such things, we should decompose them in a way that will not create any disturbance to this environment. Thank you. Have a nice day.